Hello students, good evening. This is Jason from MELC Australia, and today we are going to learn about the important question types of PTE that you should be practicing daily and regularly. No matter you want 6 bands, 7 bands or 8 bands, it's important that you practice these questions. And also if you are watching us for the first time, please have a look at the description box. We have sent a link, we have put a link there for our Facebook page. Thousands and thousands of students have passed their test, and let me tell you, we do hard work and smart work together. Okay, so let's start with the work. So the very first format, the very first module of the test is speaking, as you know. Now there are 4 most important questions in this. So the very first important question is read aloud. I'm hoping that you know that introduction is mandatory. You should do it. Read aloud is very important because it affects your reading module score. So you must practice read alouds. And how many to practice every day? 6 to 7. Repeat sentences, again, the most important question type of the PT test, and you should be practicing this not 10 to 12, I'll say 20 to 25 questions or sentences should be practiced minimum on daily basis. Maximum you can go up to 50 or even 100. Depends on how much time you have, and this affects your listening score. So you must practice repeat sentences. So if someone is not passing in listening, there is a possibility that they're making mistakes in repeat sentences. Next is describe image. It does not affect any other module, but it does impact your speaking score. Therefore, you must use good vocabulary, and if you're using a template, make sure that you're not just using the template, you are definitely saying content as well. The last question, which is very important to practice from speaking, is retell lecture, because it does affect your listening module. How many retell lectures you should be practicing? You should be practicing at least 3 to 4 of them a day if you don't have much time. And if you have more time, I'll say 5 to 10 retell lectures. That's enough practice. And describe images, you can do 4 to 5 as well, or 3 to 4, depending on how much time you have. So from speaking part, we must practice read aloud, because it affects reading module, repeat sentences because it affects listening module, retell lecture, it affects listening module, and describe image because it's a 40-second question. So it is going to be important for you to speak for 40 seconds and you just need the practice. Answer short questions are, obviously, I'm not saying they're not important, but it is something that which you can easily do. So even if you practice them towards the end of the exam and not daily, this will still do. Okay, now we'll move on to the next section, which is writing. Writing has only 2 question types, so which is writing task 1, which is called summarize written text and an essay. In terms of marks, you see this is worth 7 marks and this is worth 15 marks. Obviously, essay, you're supposed to write 200 to 300 words in 20 minutes, so this is going to be more demanding. So I will recommend that you practice essay daily. 1 essay a day is enough. Okay, moving forward to the reading part, as you know that reading obviously has 3 question types, so which is multiple choice, reorders and blanks. Now single answer and multiple answer, they are okay, but the most important question types are these, which is reading fill in the blanks and reading and writing fill in the blanks, because they make up to 50 marks from the test. Okay, reorder paragraphs are number 2. So this should be practiced regularly, which is reading fill in the blanks and reading and writing fill in the blanks. Number 2, reorders should be practiced daily as well, because they make up to 6 to 8 marks. Multiple choice questions, they come 3rd in terms of their importance. So even if you practice every alternate day or maybe after 2 days, that's going to be enough. Right? And remember, in terms of the sequence of the questions, this is going to be the very first question that you see in the exam. Multiple choice, multiple answers is going to be number B, which is 2nd. Number 3rd, you're going to have reorder paragraphs. Number 4, you're going to have reading fill in the blanks, which is drag and drop. And at the end, you're going to have multiple choice single answer question. Means you must learn time management. In the next slide, we're going to talk about, in the next video, we're going to talk about time management. So as I just said, recapping, in reading, you must practice reading and writing fill in the blanks and reading fill in the blanks and reorder every day. Must. You can do how many you can do. Minimum 5 to 10 questions of these, 5 to 10 of each you can practice. And reorders, I'll say 2 to 5. It's more than enough. It's not about the quantity of the material that you do, but most important is the quality. Means if you get something wrong, you should ask yourself, why was I wrong? Okay, moving on to the last part, which is listening. The most important questions are, first of all, summarize spoken text. It affects your writing score. Fill in the blanks, it affects your writing score as well. Highlight incorrect words, that affects your reading score. And write from dictation, very important, affects your writing score. Now you see they're worth more marks, hence they deserve more importance. So if you look at just these marks, they account for 80%, 80 to 90% of the total marks of the listening test. Summarize spoken text affects your writing score because you must practice it every day. You must. It's very similar to read a lecture in the speaking part, so you can practice both of them together. Fill in the blanks is also important because it affects your writing score from the marks, from the spellings point of view. Highlight incorrect words, quite an easy question, has negative marking, but you can always you must practice this. Okay. Write from dictation, again, very important for writing, and you must practice them daily. How many? Starting with write from dictation, I think 20 to 25 sentences every day you can practice, minimum. If you have more time, you can do more. Highlight incorrect words, 2 to 5 questions daily are enough. Fill in the blanks depending on how much time you have. I will say again 2 to 5 questions, and whichever spellings you get wrong, you should write them 10 to 15 times. Summarize spoken text a day, 2 are enough, and if you don't have much time, you can do at least 1. So listening, very important that you must practice summarize spoken text, fill in the blanks, highlight incorrect words, and write from dictation. So any particular day, if you have time, you focus on these 4 questions, and on the next day you can focus on multiple choice questions, highlight correct summary, multiple choice single answer, and select missing word, because they have less marks. Right. So guys, I hope this helps you. So we are talking about the most important questions that you should practice. Now, remember one thing, it's going to depend on how much time you have. So if you have, let's say you're very busy with work, family and everything, you can spend only, let's say, half an hour, 45 minutes, even then it's enough. So you can just do reading and speaking maybe, and next day you can spend the same amount of time on writing and listening. So for anyone is looking for a sort of a practice plan or a timetable management plan, we are happy to help you. You can just message us in the comments below, and we shall look forward to help you out. Okay, have a great one, guys, and don't forget to subscribe our channel and stay tuned for more wonderful tips on doing your PTE test.